What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Daily Chat, where I get on every day around 6 p.m. to talk about things that you guys are interested in or things that you guys are passionate about. And I wanted to talk about the Facebook group, right? A lot of you guys hit me up with ideas for topics and stuff like that. I want you to know that you guys can feel free to post these topics in the group chat and we can start a discussion there. And if you want to take it further, we come back onto the live and we'll talk about it there. So today, one of the topics that one of the members of the group was talking about was about voting, basically. So hold on one second. So I guess I'm new to the whole political process thing because, like I've told you guys before, if you guys been following on my page, that I've never been into the whole politics, the whole political process, because it's such a negative landscape, and I'm such a positive person, and I just didn't believe in the system, and I didn't think that there was value in what we say, what we do, and how we participate. But recently, I started to practice learning about it a little bit and get engaged and stuff like that. And what one of the members from the group had mentioned was some of the stuff that I've been thinking about. Right? Is how do you vote? Do you vote based on the popularity of the person that's running, or do you vote based on your values and the things, the stuff that you're interested in, just the actual politics and the policies and stuff like that? So this is the background noise from my area. I want to apologize for that in advance, but let me give you an example. Right, let's say you're a Democrat, but you're pro-life. And if that's something that you're passionate about, then it would probably benefit you to vote for the Republican Party, because Republicans, for the most part, are pro-life and they support that view and that mindset. And if you're pro-choice and you're Republican, you might want to consider voting Democrat, because Democrats are the ones who are for policies that support people who are pro-choice. So my question to you guys is, like, would you vote for a party that doesn't share your same political and moral views? Or are you going to stay focused on the candidates? And that's actually a really, really good point, because when it comes to politics, I don't think there's been one one candidate that was 100% honest and didn't have an agenda, or a political agenda, or ulterior motives, or a way to benefit from themselves, right? There's always some type of controversy in there, some type of weird aspect that we're not aware of. So I guess my question to you guys is, like, how do you vote? How do you vote? Do you vote based on the candidate, or do you vote based on the ideals of the parties? And I think that's so important, because sometimes we may not like the person that we're running for, but for the most part, the candidate is going to follow the, the freaking policies of that party. Like, I highly doubt that a Republican candidate is going to I highly doubt that a Republican candidate is going to support any pro-choice initiatives. And the same goes for a Democratic candidate. They're not going to support pro-life initiatives. And I think those are the things that we have to focus on when we voting, right? What are the policies that are important to us? What direction do we want our country to go in? And another aspect to consider is taxes, right? Like I said, I'm not an expert in this thing. I could be wrong, but for the most part, the Republican Party wants like one set view of taxes where everybody pays the same amount of taxes, and the Democratic viewpoint is that tax the rich at a higher level and a lower level for everyone else. So these are things to consider when you're voting. Like I said, this year I'm a first time voter, so I'm trying to get as much information as I can before I make my decision. I'm not decided on either or, but I'm not focusing on the candidates. I want to focus on the policies. And it's just strange how like people like this is one of the reasons why I shy away from politics. And like it's all about just down talking. Like every time I log onto YouTube, Trump has an advertisement down talking Biden, or Biden will have an advertisement down talking Trump, instead of just focusing on how they're going to enforce their own policies and their viewpoints, and just giving us a, a better reason to vote for them instead of, oh, he did this and he did that. So why not focus on the policies that are important to you? Because for the most part, the candidates that are representing your party are going to, shape and lead around those foundations. They're going to stick with the program, so to speak. Like the Republican Party are not going to follow the tax ideologies of the Democratic Party, and the Democratic Party are not going to follow the tax ideologies of the Republican Party. So these are really, really important things to think about. Like if you really didn't like Biden, you thought that he was a really bad choice for America, but you support Democratic views or Democratic policies, then wouldn't it be in your best interest to vote for the Democratic Party, and vice versa if you don't like Trump, but you support the Republican views? Wouldn't it be in your best interest to vote Republican? And growing up, for the most part, as a minority, Hispanic, and stuff like that, we were under the impression that if you were poor, you were a Democrat. If you're rich, you're a Republican. And that's just something that's ingrained in us from young, and we just don't know any better. But as you get older and you do your due diligence, like you find out there's more. It's more than just black and white. It's more than just, this person and that person. There's a lot more involved, and you really got to look into the policies and find out what policies that you're passionate about, and make your vote based on that. Because whether you like someone or not, it's probably not the the best way to go about making your choice. Find out what policies are important to you, right? And make your decision based on that, because that's what that specific party is going to basically govern. That's the model that they're going to govern by. They're not going to hear your viewpoint if it's from a different perspective. Like I said, so I'm just wondering if you guys, whenever you guys get to see this and whenever you guys get to watch this, I want to hear your viewpoints. Are you gonna vote this year based on whether or not you like the candidate, or are you gonna vote based on their policies and their political viewpoints and their plans and their taxes, their ideas for taxes and stuff like that, education, whatever those policies are? Like, what's important to you as far as the election is concerned? There's a lot of negativity out there when it comes to these elections, a lot of negativity, and I just think that we're better than that. And if we want to make the whole political process work, we got to be we have to make important decisions. We have to do things that we believe are going to benefit us as a country, basically, essentially the world. We have to do these things that are going to move us forward, and I don't know a better way than that, than actually doing your homework, and don't just go by what one celebrity says or another celebrity says, because then it just becomes a popularity contest, right? It's about, who you like the most. But what happens when you choose that popular vote and they start, implementing policies that you're 100% against? Then you did yourself a disservice. Without naming names, there are some politicians that say, you don't have to agree with a certain candidate's viewpoint. You just have to vote for them. I was like, what kind of logic is that? It's crazy. Anyway, man, this is today's daily chat, and I hope to see you guys again soon. I hope you guys become a more proactive part of this thing. I'm going to be going live every day around 6 p.m. to talk to you guys about whatever things that you guys are passionate about. You guys are messaging me about topics that you are very, very passionate about, you want to talk about and discuss. So this is a platform for you guys to do that. And like I said, if you find value in this thing, please participate. Please feel free to post. There's no limitations. All I ask is that you respect your your other members and their viewpoints. Like I said, you don't have to agree with them, but let's talk. Let's talk. All right. Until next time. Until tomorrow. Take care, guys, and have a good one.